Duckles of the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. Cianca, the Monroe County Public Defender's Office, the Public Defender. My name is Chris Chanchester. I live in Rochester, New York. I've been an innocent man in jail 6 times. 6 times a prosecutor in talk court. I've been in jail, Monroe County Jail, in Rochester, New York. Livingston County Jail in Geneseo, New York. I don't live in Geneseo, New York. This is the Freedom of Information Law. This is dated April 5th, 2024. You'll receive this on April 6th, 2024, which is a Saturday. This is my phone here. See, that's an email. I don't think you can see it with the glare, but I'm going to read the email. This says April 5th, 2024. Duckles, Monroe County District Attorney's Office, 47 South Fitzhugh Street, Rochester, New York, 14614. Cianca, Public Defender, 10 North Fitzhugh Street, Rochester, New York, 14614. Attached with 3 Freedom of Information Law documents with this language, dated April 5th, 2024. Bullet point, quote, documentation for the case for Christopher Chichester before John P. Lomenzo Jr. in Penfield Court. What is the name of the prosecutor? District Attorney Sandra Dorley, end quote. Bullet point, quote, documentation for the case of Christopher Chichester before Paul C. Metzer in Penfield Court. What is the name of the prosecutor? District Attorney Sandra Dorley, end quote. Bullet point, quote, documentation for the case of Christopher Chichester for Alex Renzi in New York State Supreme Court. What is the name of the prosecutor? District Attorney Sandra Dorley, end quote. Mail the names of these freaks and sociopaths that prosecuted me in total silence to my address listed below or the address on the form. 5 criminal complaints are attached in PDF 4. Bullet point 73312 Michael Houlihan of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Bullet point 75904 Richard Seaton of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Bullet point Antonio Spahn of Webster, New York. Bullet point Laura Riley of Webster, New York. Bullet point Layla Kumar Shah and Araj Shah of Penfield, New York. The criminal complaints arrived at the District Attorney's Office, Sheriff's Office via registered mail return receipt, United Postal Service, Federal Express. Repeatedly, your officers have ignored criminal acts by these 5 criminals. I've explained the criminal acts committed by each on YouTube. This criminal, 75904 Richard Seaton, attacked me at the Penfield Public Library by slamming his arm into the side of my head when I stood up at a computer terminal. Does that violence matter to you? Does a psychopath cop attacking an innocent citizen matter to you? The answer is no. Seaton will attack other innocent citizens in Monroe County. Sheriff Baxter is in the embrace of violence every day. He continues to employ this criminal. This criminal is protected by the blue wall of silence. It is insane for a district attorney or public defender anywhere in the United States to refuse to disclose the name of a prosecutor to a defendant. You don't know you exist in a corrupt attachment from the law in your respective offices. You don't know you're divorced from the law in the state of New York. You don't know you wallow in a fanatical contempt for the law. The law is a joke to you each. Christopher Chichester, 130 North Winton Road, Box 10651, Rochester, New York, 14614. Copy to Lisa Gray, Michelle Crowley, Mark Monahan, Liz Buckley, Monroe County District Attorney's Office, Rachel Clark, Monroe County District Attorney's Office, Mark Phillips, Assistant Public Defender, Paul C. Metzer, James Wayne Jr., Penfield Court, Scott Alberti William today, Monroe County Sheriff's Office. It does not matter to Scott Alberti William today, that Richard J. Seaton's a vile fanatic who attacked me in a public place in a library. Because William Tadeo and Scott Alberti, the blue wall silence for Richard J. Seaton. I'm going to be arrested and in jail. Telling a man on his tractor from Rockall Tree and Lawn Care, nobody owns the land next to my rights to walk by rights. That's not a crime. Shannon Meyer runs into my backyard, falls down on her face. The desperation of this freak using a civilian named Steve Desmond to try to get me to come out of the house. To walk outside here, say nobody owns the land, walk back my rights. That's not a crime, freaks and sociopaths. And that's why the prosecutor's silent before John P. Lomenzo Jr. in Penfield Court. Because that prosecutor, that female, I think is Julie Hahn, cannot make an argument that that's criminal contempt second. So, who is it before John P. Lomenzo Jr.? So, I'm going to say this for you again. Richard J. Seaton violently attacked me by slamming his arm at the side of my head. I fell down, then my head hit ceramic tile. He's not arrested. He's not going to be prosecuted. He's not going to be in jail. I'm arrested, prosecuted in jail for telling a man on his tractor nobody owns the land next to my residence and walk back in the car. So, the Freedom of Information Law is right here. Who is it? You know Public Defender Julie Cianca. You know Deputy District Attorney Perry Duckles. Documentation for the case for Christopher charges for John P. Lorenzo Jr. in Palatine Court. What is the name of the prosecutor? District Attorney Sandra Dorley. This is payroll for the District Attorney's office. The freaking sociopath is right here. Who is it? Freedom of Information Law dated this February 5th. That you received in your office, I emailed it to you. Documentation for the case of Christopher charges for Paul C. Messer in Palatine Court. What is the name of the prosecutor? District Attorney Sandra Dorley. It's payroll for the District Attorney's office. The freaking sociopath is right here. Who is it? Then I was elevated to the exalted one, Alex Renzi, because of free cop perjurer 73312 Michael Wuhan. Freedom of Information Law dated this February 5th, 2024. Received in the office yesterday morning. Today's the 6th. Documentation for the case for Christopher Chavez for Alex Renzi, New York State Supreme Court. What is the name of the prosecutor? District Attorney Sandra Dorley. Freaking sociopaths right here. Who is it? Last fall for you, $28,000 disgusting, repulsive, bald-headed widow, falsely Metzer. This is right here. Dan DeLance, the third and accused child rapist. I want to see these defective documents. Send it to me, Paul C. Metzer and James Riley Jr. Quote, the defective documents then call for the case of Dan DeLance, third and Palatine Court for John P. Lorenzo Jr. They'll refuse because they're corrupt. So, Layla Kumar Shah and A-Rod Shah, when they go to the sheriff's office and report this as a crime, that's a crime. Penfield High School students walked through this park lot. Thousands of people walked through this park lot since the last time I did. A-Rod Shah looks right at them. Layla Kumar Shah looks right at them. They're not going to the sheriff's office. I have equal protection laws to walk through this park lot. You understand what I'm talking about? You don't. Because you're freaks and sociopaths at the district attorney's office and public defender's office. So, I hope I don't hear any screaming and yelling outside that door that is right there that I'm looking at. Because there are freaks everywhere in Rochester, New York. It's 1 o'clock in the morning right now. So it should be relatively quiet in here, and it won't be. Because there are freaks and sociopaths everywhere in Rochester, New York. That's why. Fanaticism Hatred, Sheriff Todd Baxter, District Attorney Sandra Dorley, Judge Alex Renzi, March 31st, 2024. Todd Baxter, Sheriff Sandra Dorley, District Attorney, the addresses. You're fanatics. You don't know you're fanatics. The law's a joke to each. I prosecute this onset. I violated my civil and constitutional rights 6 times by delivering me to Morrow County Jail, Rochester, New York, and Livingston County Jail, Genesee, New York. What are the names of your fellow fanatics responsible for this insane destruction of my ordinary life? I'm talking to you freaks on here. Fanaticism and hatred, that's called. Pornography, that's called. The Freedom of Information Law is dated March 31st. Tell me the names of my prosecutors. Your emails are up here. You're refusing every single time. Criminal complaints are right here. They're attached in PDF. That Richard J. Siegman, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, walked into Monroe County Penfield Public Library in Penfield, New York, ran at Christopher Chichester, slammed his arm at the head of Chichester, causing him to fall backwards and hit his head on the surrounding top floor. 2. Nairaj Layla Kumar Shah, 2033 Penfield, Road, Penfield, New York, 14526, falsely reported an incident of Christopher Chichester, performing 26 Sandstorm Drive, who walked through a park lot next to his residence. 3. Antonio Spano, Fairport, New York, locked the front and back doors of his residence, 26 Sandstorm Drive, Penfield, New York, without a court order. 4. Laura Rod Webster, New York, transported the person belonging to Christopher Chichester, 26 Sandstorm Drive, Penfield, New York, to a storage locker, Webster, New York, without a court order. These are crimes. Each individual will not be arrested or prosecuted. There's a 1 day in jail served for these crimes that destroy my life because you are incapable of identifying crime. You commit crimes for innocent citizens. You hate human condition. Talking to Perry Douglas and Mark Monahan right here on this call rejection because I knew you were going to reject telling me the names of my prosecutors. And unconstitutional. Sheriff Todd Baxter, District Attorney Sandra Dorley, Alex Renzi. I call it unconstitutional because I believe this bald-headed widow being Penfield Town Court when the District Attorney's office is not there to make an argument I committed a crime is unconstitutional. Is it or not? This is me saying Siegman attacked me. Right here. Todd Baxter was in the embrace of violence and Richard J. Siegman. It's me signing my name here saying Richard J. Siegman attacked me. This is me signing my name here. These mother and son freaks that Shannon Meyer, the sheriff's office, unleashed upon me. Shannon Meyer thinks I'm the 4,000-time criminal walk through that park lot. This is me signing my name here, saying that's not a crime to walk through this park lot, and this is false reporting an incident, which Todd Baxter blows off the law, and Sandra Dorley blows off the law with these two. This is me signing my name here. This is my handwriting. Antonio Spano committing this crime because it takes a court order to 1, lock the tenant out, and 2, a court order to transport personal belongings of a citizen out of a residence to a storage locker. This is my signature saying this 80-year-old man of Fairport, New York, Anthony Spano, committed this crime. The law is absolutely clear in the state of New York that it takes a court order to evict someone even without a lease. This is my signature here on this document saying my ex-girlfriend, Laura Riley, who now lives in Webster, New York, taking everything to the storage locker. Everything's gone. All my books are gone. My dress rings from 17 Cavity, 101st Airborne Division are gone because of two people. Everything's gone because of two people. And my signature's right here about Laura Riley, Webster, New York, doing this. And not telling me she's doing this because I'm in jail when a prosecutor talks to court. So, as I arrive in now in 10 minutes, who are my prosecutors? And arrest and prosecute these individuals right here, including this psychopath freak perjurer, Michael Leland. I've been talking about Todd Baxter loves perjurers like this freak right here who had to be investigated by the Office of State Attorney General Letitia James. Todd Baxter doesn't take his weapon from him, doesn't discipline him, and this psychopath cop, 73312 Michael Leland, walks onto private property and hides with $85,000 down Benedetto, and this is what he's going to do. Test for criminal complaint for perjury for 73312 Michael C. Leland in the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Quote, that 73312 Michael C. Leland in the Monroe County Sheriff's Office walked on the private property cost of residence 26 hours from John Penn, New York. Christopher Chichester, who ran at Chichester approximately 1 a.m. with $85,000 down better to the Sheriff's Office. The Chichester ran away from Houlihan better than one of the identities. The Chichester grabbed the hammer alongside the residence next to his bike, used to fix the bike's tires. Chichester placed his foot on the first of 3 steps back porch. Houlihan grabbed his arm. The hammer in Chichester's hand forced upwards. Chichester ran across his back porch through a sliding glass door, and Chichester never stopped running. His pops was swinging the hammer at 73312 Mike Houlihan. I would have said this to the grand jury. Directed the grand jury, Michelle Crowley, you and your $130,000 salary. Why don't you call me to the grand jury? Because you're a typical freak at the district attorney's office. That's why. Sheriff Todd Baxter believes that when Neeraj and Kumar Shah believe that Sheriff Todd Baxter's office should come to my residence to demand my dog. Talked about that. Repeatedly, the lunatic fringe of this bald-headed sheriff. These are the part-time rates for the sheriff's office. I'm going to send this soon to State Control Thomas B. DiNapoli. How many of these, quote, employees, end quote, Michael Rather, Kathleen Miller, Scott Alberti Wing today, are the children of Monroe County Sheriff's Office employees? Because I'm absolutely convinced that Sheriff Todd Baxter is drenched in nepotism, given the size of the sheriff's office. I'm less convinced with the district attorney's office, given the size of the district attorney's office. But State Controller Thomas B. DiNapoli can force an answer from Todd Baxter about how many children of Monroe County Sheriff Office employees are on the payroll. If State Controller Thomas P. DiNapoli was on the phone with Sheriff Todd Baxter and asked him that question directly, if he said to the sheriff, hypothetically, the controller of State of New York, Sheriff Todd Baxter, you have children of your employees on your public employee payroll. You know what Todd Baxter's going to do? It's going to be that ridiculous, disgusting, sick rambling where he talks and talks and talks and refuses to answer a question. He will not say yes or no because he does this repeatedly because he's a Machiavellian calculator. And the people asking him questions do not follow up and try to pin him down with an answer. It's absolutely sick and disgusting when he does this. He talks and doesn't answer a question. So I'm going to go to Christopher Price, the Monroe Branch, Rochester Public Library soon. On this document right here, I'm going to list everything I no longer have because Antonio Spano. Also on this document, I'm going to write a criminal complaint about Sheriff Todd Baxter delivering my health care records to $28,000 bald-headed widow in Palmertown Court. That's Paul C. Metzer. I believe it is a crime. I'm confident it is a crime for Sheriff Todd Baxter to give my health care records to Paul C. Metzer. I don't know if it's a crime for her to have them in her possession, but I'm going to write that criminal complaint anyway. Because the law, as far as I've researched it, is vague. I'm going to say it's against you freaks and sociopaths. I'm absolutely confident it is a crime for Sheriff Todd Baxter to deliver my health care records to Paul C. Metzer. I'm less confident that's a crime for her to have them in her possession. I don't know. But you do at the district attorney's office. So, warrant for my arrest by $83,000 Shannon Meyer for walking through this parking lot in Penn, New York. Which means Sheriff Todd Baxter thinks I'm New York's 4,000-time criminal. Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah, 2033 Penfield Road, are evil. Going to the sheriff's office about this. Going to the sheriff's office, demanding I seize my little guy. This Neeraj Shah, where I'm walking my dog behind my residence, doesn't come over and talk to me about walking my dog. He just calls the sheriff's and demands that the sheriff's office seize my dog. People love their dogs with their hearts and souls. You're not special because you love your dog. So on this July 13, 2023, this is one district attorney in Monroe County that calls herself Sandra Doyle is a corrupt freak. This arrived in the district attorney's office repeatedly. Her two eyeballs look right at this. July 13, 2023, the same language I just read about the prosecutor's silence right here. She looks at it and refuses why she's corrupt. Attaches documentation I've sent to your office via registered mail return receipt United Postal Service Federal Express for 18 months. I've demanded using legally binding documentation. You disclose the names on prosecutor's silence. You refused and craved silence. I acquired your payroll using the FOIL. And that's how I know you're corrupt. First, the district attorney, Perry Duckles, has paid $113,918.94. He has repeatedly refused to disclose the names on prosecutor's silence, which in 15 minutes you're going to do right now. You can easily tell me who it is. And you won't. So, what I no longer have, because of 80-year-old Anthony Spano, is my DD-214. This document, every veteran has a DD-214 to prove military service. This document was in my 1980 Mercury Capri when I left 2nd Squadron 17 Cavalry, 101st Airborne Division on April 14, 1988. And this document I had in my possession for more than 30 years, the original, I no longer have because of two people. Antonio Spano, Fairport, New York, and Laura Riley, Webster, New York. Does that matter to you? And it doesn't at all. So, also what has arrived repeatedly, both in the electronic form of the email and in the hard copy, is this. And this is the hard copy. Well, I'm telling disclosure, 4117086, Counsel Lisa Gray, January 9, 2024. What is wrong with you, Lisa Gray? You are the counsel. I believe I have that correct. Lisa Gray, Counsel, Monroe County District Attorney's Office, 47 South 5th Street, Rochester, New York, January 9, 2024. Your Office of Taxpayer Finance Psychopaths invaded my ordinary life to prosecute me in total silence. I've been deposited in Monroe County Jail, Rochester, New York, Livingston County Jail, Genesee, New York, 6 times by 3 corrupt judges, ignorant of every criminal charge. It's a fanatical demonstration of antisocial personality disorder that forces me to use the Freedom of Information Law for which your office achieves non-compliance. District Attorney Sandra is insanely divorced from the law. So the foil's in from this day here on this January 9th. I wrote this on January 9th. You refuse to comply with the law because you, Lisa Gray, are corrupt just like Sandra Dorley is. In this packet of documents here for Lisa Gray, here's the Chief of Grand Jury Bureau, Michelle Crowley, demanding information on this January 7th about the grand jury, which you're refusing every single time to tell me about. And then there is Director of the Local Courts, Elizabeth Buckley, on January 5th. Again, another 1,000 words here. I'm using the Freedom of Information on this January 5th, telling this Director of the Local Courts, Elizabeth Buckley, and her $130,000 salary to tell me who it is. And she's refusing. She's a typical freak. At the District Attorney's Office is Director of the Local Courts, Elizabeth Buckley. So, it says right here, Elizabeth Buckley, Director of the Local Courts, and Public Defender Julie Cianca, and Assistant Public Defender Mark Phillips. Mail names and prosecutors assigned to my court appearances with these 3 corrupt judges, the address on a foil. My address is above my name. I'm confident you'll refuse. Your boss, District Attorney Sandra, has refused to comply with the law 4+ years. The hypocrisy of this Kool-Aid drinker that she demands information every day from the Sheriff's Office, local police departments, from employees of the District Attorney's Office, from witnesses to criminal acts, from private citizens organizations, and from you. Hypocrisy. When information is demanded of the District Attorney of Monroe County, she refuses. The hypocrisy of this fanatic is mind-blowing. Every single day, Sandra Dorley in the District Attorney's Office either uses documentation to acquire information, demand citizens or organizations provide her with information, or she gets on the phone and demands information. Any number of ways, the District Attorney of Monroe County, who is a cretin, which I called her up here, this cretin, Sandra Dorley, demands information every single day as the District Attorney of Monroe County, and then when information is demanded of her, which is simple information, such as the name of a prosecutor, she refuses because she's corrupt. So, it says right here, you can see your email right here, pduckles@monroecounty.gov, ebuckle at monroecounty.gov, lgray, monroecounty.gov, mcrowley, monroecounty.gov, mmonahan, monroecounty.gov, jcianca, monroecounty.gov, and phillips, monroecounty.gov. On this March 29th, you can see it right here, the Freedom of Information Law is attached. I'm telling you to disclose the names of my prosecutors. You refuse because you're all corrupt. You're all fanatics. You're all Jonestown Kool-Aid drinkers. When I appear in a courtroom, that's a taxpayer-subsidized facility. When I'm in front of a judge, it's a taxpayer-financed public employee. The prosecutor is a taxpayer-financed prosecutor who delivers me to a taxpayer-financed facility that is jail. And who's doing this to me? Doesn't matter to you at all. I'm gonna get off here now because I can feel myself getting sick, and it is now 1:18 a.m. in the morning, and I have to get on my life because I'm trying to move back to Albany, where I lived for 10 years. Because if I don't move back to Albany County, where I lived in the city for 5 years and the suburb of Guilderland for 5 years, I'll just be arresting you because all it takes is one of you freaks and sociopaths and cretins at the district attorney's office to concoct an arrest warrant lie, give it to the sheriff's office to follow me, track me, stalk me, put the handcuffs on me, take me to the corrupt judge where I have to due process, just declare me guilty, and I'm going to languish in jail for the seventh time. And for the seventh time, I'll have to run home from jail as an innocent man. My name is Christopher Chichester. I live in Rochester, New York. I have been an innocent man my whole life.